the hometown team taking on the reigning Super Bowl champs, the Kansas City Chiefs. We're just 3 days away from this game. We'll be getting you ready for all of it here on ESPN, and there are some beautiful beaches in this area. In fact, we're on a beach right now. You'll see us in seconds. If you don't believe me, you're about to find out. That's actually the back of our set, and that hammock is where one Marcus Spears will be going immediately following this show. He's just going to kick those helmets out of there and put those feet up. Welcome to NFL Live, everybody. We are so happy to be with you here at St. Pete Beach, about 45 minutes away from Tampa and where this game will be played. Marcus Spears, Mina Kimes, and Dan Orlovsky. Hi, you guys. It's good to see you.
What's up?
Hey, listen.
We're here.
Listen, man. We on the beach.
We're here.
Okay? Everybody calm down. For everybody at home, we've been sitting in little small offices staring into a little bitty camera, and now we got freedom.
Let's go.
Let's rip.
Are you really going to go on that hammock?
Yeah, for sure.
He is.
Well,
Pray for the hammock.
Whether he was...
There it goes. There it go. I told you earlier today you were going to do it early. That's one. I'm counting them, too.
Mina 1, Marcus 0. Okay. Let's start with our team reports brought to you by Discover. And for that, we go to Sal Palantonio, who's been with the Buccaneers all week long, and Diana Rossini, who's covered the Chiefs all week long. We'll start with you, Sal, as the Bucs are still dealing with a lot of injuries just 3 days away from this game. What more can you tell us?
Oh, they had fun at practice today, Laura. Look at this beautiful blue sky, 70 degrees here in Tampa. I'm a little ways from the practice facility, and they were all running around, including the injured players for the Tampa Bay Bucs. I'm told they had a very energetic and spirited practice, and that Bruce Arians was very encouraged by his players who are on the injury list. Start with Antonio Brown. Wants to play in this game with Tom Brady in Super Bowl 55. That's why he came to Tampa, coming back from that knee injury. Looked good today. Jordan Whitehead and his dynamic duo partner, Antoine Winfield Jr., also looked very good, as did Levante David. But you know what? I'll stop talking and let Bruce Arians say it all.
Yeah, they all worked today and looked good. Now it's just a matter, do they swell tomorrow? And we'll monitor that in the training room. But they were active today and ran around pretty good.
One little note about Jordan Whitehead, the safety who's got that shoulder issue. He still was wearing the black no-contact jersey today. Wore it yesterday and today. We won't believe that he's actually going to play in this game on Sunday until he takes that jersey off and has got a full go for practice. Now, for a report on the Chiefs, here is Diana Rossini. Hey, Diana.
Hi, Sal. Isn't it nice that our friends brought the sun to Florida with them? It's nice to have all you guys with us. Unfortunately, though, for the Kansas City Chiefs, they were dealing with snow today, so practice got moved indoors. But they were pumping heat through the vents because Andy Reid is trying to give his team that feeling of this Tampa Bay area, which we know should be pretty warm on Sunday. Now, I talked to Travis Kelce about it all, and he said this is the most prepared and best they have felt about a game the entire time he's been a Chief. I followed up and asked him how much of this has to do with Andy Reid's ability to prepare really well. We know he's got the best record in the NFL as a head coach when he's got 2 weeks to prepare. Here's what Travis had to say.
I think what he does the best of as a leader, as a coach, is he challenges the guys to meet expectations. We've had the full game plan in for the past 2 weeks, and we've been able to, get after it in practice. A lot of guys are banged up, but at the end of the day, we have to get our work in. Going into a bye week before the actual game, Coach Reid does a great job of just challenging us to make sure that we don't miss a day. We don't miss a snap. We don't miss a rep. And sure enough, I think we're as ready as we've ever been this week.
They're not missing any time, and apparently they're performing really well. Chris Jones told me everyone on the team is doing their job so well that the scout team was even getting compliments from the coaching staff today, and he was like, can we just go win the Super Bowl before we give the scout team credit? Tyreek Hill saying that Patrick Mahomes was throwing absolute dots on the field. I always thought the word was darts, by the way. I thought dots was maybe like a Boston accent to say darts, but apparently, Laura, it's all about the dots, and Mahomes is looking sharp.
Yeah, Mahomes looks sharp a lot of the time, so that's good to hear for them. Thanks, Diana, and thanks, Sal. And let's go back, guys, to Week 12 when these two teams matched up, because if you're looking for an indicator of how a game might go, a lot of it could have to do with their previous matchup. And the Chiefs won this one by just 3 points, despite that monstrous first quarter by Tyreek Hill and the Chiefs' offense. You don't want to base too much on this, right? It was a couple months ago, but there are some key indicators we want to point out. You need to know how the Chiefs used RPOs in that game before watching Sunday. So, Marcus, I want to go to you. When you look at the RPO offense, which player actually has the most impact for the Chiefs?
It's Travis Kelce, because of the problems he causes everywhere. Middle of the field, on the outside, when they line him up outside and find him one-on-one. But you look here at this example of the RPO, and they use him as an influencer for Tyreek Hill to get open. So look here, Patrick Mahomes finds Buffalo in a zone. Travis Kelce is lined up as the third man inside, and this whole eye discipline and Travis Kelce going to the sideline makes Edmonds and Poyer vacate their zone area, and Tyreek slips right behind them. This is all respect for Travis Kelce. Now, I'm telling my guys, stay in your zone and let's rally late to Travis Kelce, as opposed to vacating the area and letting Tyreek Hill scorch you from the middle of the field. And we know how dynamic Tyreek is with the ball in his hand. But a lot of people talk about the talent on this offense. A lot of people talk about Tyreek and Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes. But the way they use those guys to open up windows for other guys to make plays is just one of the other things you have to defend against with the Chiefs.
Yeah, I love that thought process. You know, when we talk about Mahomes and the RPO, the Kansas City Chiefs teach him to be aggressive to the throw, right? So what's your mindset defensively of how to counter that? And the really thought process is you got to be slow to go. You got to really force the ball to get handed off as a defense. And I know that's counterintuitive to your instincts. But when you're that second-level defender, it's such a big deal of trying to play with that style of discipline. This is how you defend it. When you got the zone going away and you got those slants coming behind you, watch that middle linebacker right here. Naturally, you want to go towards the football, but really you want to go away. Defend the pass right away. Patrick Mahomes is looking right there, and that slant is coming. Force that ball to get handed off. Trust that defensive line will play, and then slow to go. Patience, and then explode with conviction towards the football and through that ball carrier. You know, defenders, yeah, you know it. Yo, explode with conviction. You know it.
With conviction.
Defenders
That's a
are
new
taught.
one.
Defenders are taught, you know this, run first, pass second.
Yeah.
You kind of have to go counterintuitive. You got to go pass first, run second. It's going to take a lot of discipline out of Tampa's defense.
A phrase you just said, not explode to conviction. This is a family-friendly show, but
Doozy.
aggressive to throw with respect to Patrick Mahomes, I think is really important when it comes to the Bucs and their ability to defend the RPO. Yeah. You might look at the Chiefs box score and say, oh, they only ran it 15, 16 times. Andy Reid called more runs.
Right.
Patrick just chose to throw, and why wouldn't he, right? Because if you play zone, Patrick he'll identify what the conflict defender is doing, and he'll make the right decision. If you play man, Tyreek Hill or Travis Kelce, they're going to beat you at the line.
Yeah.
He's going to make the right call. It's so hard to defend, and that's why I think you're right, Dan. If I'm the Bucs defense, I try to force the handoff as often as I can. Look, if you're a Bucs fan watching the Chiefs or a fan of any team, every time they hand the ball to Clyde Edwards-Helaire, that is a win. You were at home
100%.
saying, great, I love it when they run the ball. That is what you want.
I just think it's so hard because it's so different than what you've been taught your whole life.
I know.
100%.
Yeah.
You know, you've been taught your whole life as a defender is like, go towards the football, go
Right.
towards the football, and to have that discipline of hang, and then go.
Yes.
Well, what you're saying is the ability to adjust your game plan. Like, this is what we lauded Bill Belichick about for years. The ability to play a different scheme, tailor to the offense that you need to stop. Todd Bowles is going to have to be very conscious of making sure his guys take away what the Chiefs want to do, as opposed to just playing normal general technique. They compromise you. That's the issue. So you gotta play a different style.
You know, I hear what you guys are saying, but it's just so interesting to me if we're sitting here saying that a weapon like Clyde Edwards-Helaire, who when healthy is so dynamic, we're saying, just hand the ball off to him, and that's what you want to happen.
Well,
Because
it's similar to basketball. When Golden State played LeBron, they said we're gonna let him get his 45. but everybody else got to get stopped. We cannot allow. So Hilaire would be that guy in this case. Like, if he rushes for 150, I'm good with that, as long as it's not 450 through the air and 5 touchdowns.
Right.
So much more coming on this Super Bowl 55 matchup. We've got details on things that you should be watching all show long, and we'll be here tomorrow as well. But Commissioner Roger Goodell spoke today, addressed the big issue of diversity in head coaching in the NFL. Take a listen to what he said.
This issue and the importance of doing this better, considering policies to help us in this case. We'll have more discussions for sure, both individually and collectively when we can get together. But that doesn't stop us. We've been doing it on Zoom. We've been doing it individually. And the committee has been very active too, chaired by Art Rooney and several owners that are on that committee, and continuing to look, what are the changes we still need to make?
Adam Schefter with us as always. And Adam, you can hear in the commissioner's voice how much he wants this issue to be rectified. But what do you make of what he said today?
Well, everybody wants it rectified. If we go back to when the Rooney Rule was instituted back in 2003, there were 3 black head coaches at the time. And 18 years later, Laura, there are still 3 black head coaches at this time. And so the league, for all the measures that it's tried to put into place, has not gotten anywhere close to the results it wanted or intended. We have an offensive coordinator in this game, in Eric Bieniemy, who, right or wrong, has become the face of the lack of hires with a diversity standpoint. You have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in this game, where their defensive coordinator is Todd Bowles, their offensive coordinator is Byron Leftwich, and obviously there's great representation there. It is just not reflected in the head coaching ranks, and for all the work that the league has tried to do, clearly there's plenty more left to be done, because what the league has done so far just has not worked in terms of the amount of diverse hires that the league was hoping to have at the head coaching position.
Yeah, Adam, at the end of the day, this is on the owners to make these hires, and maybe more diversity needed there in the owner ranks to really make these changes.
Good point.
We got so much more coming on NFL Live from the Super Bowl. Don't miss the rest of this hour as we talk about this game full of offensive firepower, but how aggressive do Arians and Reed really need to be if they want to leave Raymond James with the Lombardi Trophy? We'll tell you. Plus, it's a clash of GOATs with Mahomes versus Brady, but also a clash of QB styles. What makes them so different yet so
Pocket. What doesn't surprise you? You can do anything. You can do anything and everything. If in doubt, go deep. That's my strategy. My mom's 95. We're flying her down with my brothers and sisters, doing everything we can to make sure that she is safe from COVID and has a great time at the Super Bowl.
In the event of a Super Bowl win, is there another cheeseburger waiting for you?
Yes, I need a double cheeseburger if that happens.
Wouldn't we all eat a double cheeseburger? Listen, I hope whoever wins the Super Bowl eats a lot of double cheeseburgers. 3 hours, goodness. 3 days, 2 hours, 11 minutes, and what, 32 seconds, 31 seconds? We're counting down to Super Bowl 55.
Here we go.
If it was 3 hours away, we'd all be like,
Down here.
maybe actually the same amount of juice that we have there. That sailboat looked really cool as we welcome you back to NFL Live from the Super Bowl. And listen, Dan, a lot of times when we talk about teams needing to be aggressive in big moments. It's been a big thing on our show all year. We feel like teams should be more aggressive. When you think about this, is it okay for the Bucs to settle for a field goal early when you think about who's on the other side in Mahomes?
One. I'll give them one. And I don't want to say be aggressive, but you got to coach and play with urgency. Patrick Mahomes averages 32 points a game as a starter, right? So you got to go into this game with a very clear game plan of how you're going to do it. Okay, if we get down on our first drive and we're only in field goal range, fine. We will take it. That's the only one for the game. Then you really have to flip your mindset and go, the next time you pass the 40, it becomes 4-down territory. So second down, really go back to your first down play call sheet. Third down, go to your second down, and fourth down becomes third down, because you've got to know that 20's not going to cut it. You've got to understand who you're playing against and how many points are going to be needed. So I don't want to say aggressive, because I feel like that could be like a roller coaster ride, but you got to go in with the mindset coaching-wise of playing with urgency, because your players will feel that as well. But having a very clear plan and communicating that of how you're going to do it is a big part for BA in this Tampa Bay offense.
You know, Mina, people get really squirrely about the model of whether to go for it or not, right? But what does the model actually tell us about whether or not you should kick a field goal, whether you should go for it in certain spots?
You are not allowed to call me a nerd after that dance move you did at the very beginning
You're
of
the
the show.
actual nerd, Dan.
If you want to demonstrate for the viewers. Look. Oh, there it is. Oh, there
no,
it is. Okay.
please.
Yep. All right. So, okay. Often people are watching the broadcast and they hear people say, well, the model, the numbers say you should go for it there. And nobody actually really knows what it means. So I'm going to explain sort of what it refers to. Teams have their respective models. We at ESPN have our model where we are looking at a team where they are on the field, down, distance, what point in the game it is, all of those factors, and then weighing, okay, how does the win probability shift if we go for it here on fourth down or we punt? What is the difference? Is there an advantage to going for it? Here's what the model doesn't account for. The opponent who is lined up from you on the football field. And that's why if I'm Tampa Bay, I'm even more aggressive than the model, not just because of how good Patrick Mahomes is, okay, in that opposing offense, but also your offense is pretty good too. In fact, you're better than the Chiefs. And when you have 2 yards to go to get a first down, the Chiefs are the worst run defense in the NFL. They allow first down rushes and 2 yards or less 82% of the time.
No matter the down, you're saying? No. Down, you're saying? No matter the down?
No matter the down.
Okay.
2 yards.
Wow.
82% of the time. If I'm Tampa, I run it there. And if they don't, I am furious.
Mina, listen, okay. All right. We give each other great advice on this show. I'm going to need you to go pray about how bad you feel about Sean McDermott not going for it on fourth down.
You know,
Because
you're
not over it yet.
I'm
She's
still
not
over
asking
it.
The
for
whole time
forgiveness.
she was
No.
talking just now, I thought about her being so mad at Sean McDermott, the head coach for the Bills, not going for it. But two, we have to keep aggressive in context. Right? It's not just dropping back and throwing the ball 40, 50 yards downfield, which frustrated all of us at the beginning of the season about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Deep shots, making Tom Brady throw across the field outside the numbers, the pick six that you referenced early in the year. I went back and looked at the 2018 AFC Championship between the New England Patriots and the Kansas City Chiefs. And we've been talking about Tom Brady's imprint on this offense as the season has come along. It was a 15-play drive. Now, for everybody at home, usually offenses script the first 15 plays of the game, and it's really to create the defense to be on their heels. They want to kind of speed up your thought process, speed up your personnel change in and out. Aggressive when it comes to what you need to do against the Chiefs is you need to be aggressive in how you operate. Not the plays you call in how you operate. And to your point about that sense of urgency, we look at games all the time and we see teams get down by 21 or 28, and then they go to 2-minute drill, and then they start to mount a comeback. The mentality that the Bucs need to have is we want to control the football, we want to be aggressive, and we want to do what we do better than what the Chiefs do.
I'd throw in, they got to score 38. That should be their mindset. They got to score 38 to think that they have a realistic chance to win.
And by the way, that's possible, very possible, with the way that the Bucs have played. But either way, you're going up against a really talented Chiefs defense that's peaked at the right time. All right, guys, this was tweeted today by the Bucs. Your head coach could never. How about that, BA? He's got the hat rolling. We tried to convince Marcus to wear that hat, actually. That style hat here.
Glasses with them.
I got to have a cigar and a drink with it. I have to.
We are in the Cigar City, by the way. Tampa is Cigar City.
I had me a stogie last night on the balcony.
Well, we can get you those sunglasses at a gas station.
Oh, my goodness. We're going to go buy those sunglasses. Ahead on NFL Live, the Chiefs' O-line has been absolutely decimated leading up to Super Bowl Sunday, but someone here thinks there's a simple way Mahomes can overcome this. That's next.